Hello, weirdos and weirdettes. Ooh, hang on 1 second. Still got that echo. Fix it. Okay, great. All right. Give me 1 second here. Hello, weirdos and weirdettes. Welcome to a a weird stream with me, Broken. How are you guys doing today? My name is Haunted. Today we're going to be working on Envy a little bit more. So yeah, how is everybody doing? How are your holidays? It's been a month since I streamed here, and I'm feeling very, very rusty. So yeah, let's get started on this. All right, I'm gonna work on the wood tones today a little bit. I think this is what we're going to be doing. If I can get my Play-Doh to stick. All right. So I had decided that these sections, if I can get the dust off of them, you can tell it's been a while since I've painted on this one. This section here, right up here, and this cross piece would be wood grain. Even though they don't have any grain to them, we're going to make it so it's there. Okay. So we started out with a base coat of brine oxide. That's what this is here, which is also coincidentally the base coat for my non-metallic golds. So that's why they're all painted the same color here. But anyways, we're going to come in with some Mournfang brown, start doing our pattern and our knot holes and such, and then we'll work up from there. Doing the same basic pattern I'm using for my leather currently, which is Rhinox hide followed by Mournfang, sometimes with a Rhinox Mournfang mix, and then Mournfang mixed with a little bit of English uniform, and then a bit more English uniform. And this kind of gives you a kind of yellowy brown, which works really nice for worn leather. Now I could have weathered these up, but I didn't. I wanted it to look fairly new, but still have that kind of worn look. So that's what we did with these Parker boys here, or Parker boys and girls. I know what it is now, where the dust came from. I shifted my lights right before stream so that they were up above the camera, and they are covered in dust. So dust fell down to my workspace. That's the problem. So anyways, we know not to adjust lights right before stream next time. So most wood patterns, kind of have well, not all wood patterns, but like we'll say pine. They kind of had this little eye thing going on, right? When you get a knot hole. So we're going to do this here. And I think I did the same thing on Wayne Udo, and it did not stand out enough because I was using too dark a color, I think. So we're going to do this redo Mr. Wayne Udo with a bit lighter colors on the grain, so they stand out better. Now that was a fun model to try and do wood grain on because of all the nooks and crannies in him. Well, it's kind of quiet today, folks. What is going on? So some of this is just kind of getting that pattern in there. Some of it's a little luck. I'm not gonna lie. My brush is got kind of a mind of its own today, so some lines are not as thin as I'd like them to be. Afternoon sleepies could be. I mean, afternoon naps are pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I took one the other day. I had driven down to Atlanta and back, and man, I was just exhausted. I laid down in the middle of the day and took a nap. I used to love driving, but it's such a chore now. But we didn't have much time to talk today before going live. Are you doing okay today? Hey, Llama. Always sleepy. I am hand painting wood grain. Yes, I am a lunatic. Guilty on both counts. Always sleep, you're always cold. Both. I believe the answer is both. Oh, crap. I did not get drink before stream. Whoops. I foresee a break at some point. It's not an either or exactly. All right, so this is just some of that Mournfang. We're coming in and cutting this fake wood grain here, since it was not molded in, but we wanted it there, right? We did this to ourselves. We in quote marks, yeah. Take regular breaks during painting your hands, eyes, and back. Well, thank you. This is very true. Very true. It is very handy. I've been trying to get better about it myself. Especially we were having a discussion in my stream with one of my viewers who's 38 years old and relatively good health, not like super overweight or whatever. But he'd had 2 strokes at 38 years old. And, the doctors couldn't find any pre-existing conditions that would cause that. And I was like, well, you're a hobbyist. You sit at your desk for hours and hours at a time, more than likely, because most of us do. And that's a good way to cut circulation off to your legs and cause, DVTs or an emboli to be thrown or something like that. And those could go to your heart, lungs, or brain. So, and he was like, well, yeah, I was a hobbyist. I did sit for hours and hours at the desk. And I said, that's why they tell you move. You got to move every 15 minutes to an hour, they say. So it's not a bad message to get out there. Oops. Here's Mr. Bandito there. Yep. Very good advice. Trying to line that up there. That's not working. And then I'll proceed to sit here for 3 hours. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Well, other than a quick break for drink. Here we go. Now this one probably is going to get messed up a good bit when I start doing the pipe blends, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it in anyways. So we go. I hope that's coming through on the camera. Not sure if it is or not, but we're hoping it is. Ooh, kind of off screen. Sorry about that. You can see it in your window smaller than normal. Fantastic. That makes me happy. All right. I just wasn't sure because it is a relatively dark pattern that I'm doing, and my lights are further up than normal, so I wasn't sure if it was coming through. Funny thing is, it always appears darker on my screen, you know, the capture window. And if I look at the live screen, it usually is a lot lighter. I don't know how that works, but Twitch science, I guess. Little edges there. Okay. Okay, now I'll take a Mornfang and mix it with the little English uniform. Anyone here want to see the smallest thing I've ever painted before? The teeniest, tiniest thing I've ever painted. No, you know, because you've talked to me through the process, so you already know, Llama. You're not allowed to say. So this is the tiniest thing I've ever painted, guys. These itty bitty teacups here. They're like, I don't know. Do I have a ruler? I have a caliper. Let's see here. They are, oops, that's on inches, isn't it? Oh, I think my battery's going dead. No. Oh, well. I think they're basically 2 millimeters across. But they are super duper tiny. That little sugar pot right there, I put a drop of glue in it and then drop some sand down in there and then dry brush gray and white for sugar cubes. Hey, Doug, how are you doing? I was just showing the teeniest, tiniest thing I've ever painted, which was a miniature tea set for some posh British hunters, safari hunters. They're very, very tiny. Smallest things I've ever painted, like individual things, not like details, but like smallest actual item. And of course, my caliper had to die on me when I was trying to take the measurement, but whatever. I like that kind of non-committal. Yeah, from Play Weird. They're like not sure what I was going to put on the screen. Were you? Afraid it was going to be something NSF, NSFW or whatever. Not me. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, so this the oh okay. I wasn't sure. I figured it was like I'm leery about this, not really sure what we're gonna see. So this is the I'm coming in and putting in some of this Mournfang plus English uniform mix. Basically adding a couple of highlights to the previous laid down ridges or grain or whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. We're painting wood grain where wood grain does not exist, because apparently we're crazy. I keep bopping this Lucas crew in the head. I need to get him out of the way. Further back. Thank you. There we go. Now I have some room. Ooh. Did we just have some lag there? Okay. So we're just going to continue this color around. Once we finish this will pretty much be it for this wood grain piece. And then we can go work on the other side. Or we could work on some of the gold non-metallic. Up to you guys. I'll let you decide. I know what Play Weird's option is going to be, so that vote's already counted. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whether I go and do the wood grain on the other piece or if we start on the gold non-metallic metal. And like I said, I know what Play Weird's vote is, unless something has drastically changed in their personality. Okay, there's two. I, I wish I was as good as you think I am. I've got so much more to learn on it. I'm getting better, but I look at other examples and I'm just like, man, I'm such a kindergartner when it comes to that. Okay, so I think that's done there. Well, I need a brush. This dust is really getting to me. It's all over everything, like in every little crevice. I can't believe just moving the lights like that showered this much dust down on the model. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and just start with this piece since it's already on here. Start with that piece there. The phone, it keeps dinging at me. Okay, so take a little bit of Rhinox, which we already have some, and then we'll take a drop of that, add it to some Mornfang. We'll do a little bit of Mornfang by itself, and then we'll do some Mornfang mixed with our English uniform as usual. Sure, we got a good mix on that. Okay. All right, so just getting a couple colors mixed up. Sorry about the delay there, folks. We will be back at it in just a second. Okay. Somehow or another, I forgot my gold non-metallic metal recipe. I was doing Rhinox and Mornfang for some reason. That's not the mix for gold. It does make a decent bronze though. Okay. Let me show you. This is the, if it don't blow out the screen, it may blow out the screen, but I'm going to try and show it to you. Okay. So from here up, basically, is, oh, that's cool. The screen right where it needs to be. From there up is my my gold non-metallic mix. So we got 2 drops of Rhinox and 1 drop of English Uniform, right? And then we got 1 drop of each. And the next one, our base, of course, is Rhinox. Get those stirred there. And then English Uniform by itself, then 2 drops of English Uniform, 1 drop of Japanese Uniform. And then up there is a 1-to-1. Japanese Uniform by itself. And finally, 2 drops of Japanese Uniform, 1 drop of Ice Yellow. That's basically gold non-metallic metal. Of course, you do add some Ice Yellow and white pops for like spot highlights, but that's your basics right there. In case anybody was wondering. Yeah. I mean, I do more like that because most of the time I'm doing a method closer to layering than glazing. Okay. Glazing is really thin layers, and you're just adding more and more layers to build the color up. It takes a lot longer. I tend to do very thin, but not glaze thin layers, and just kind of feather the edges together to get my blends rather than doing glazing to get my blends. And as such, it tends to make it easier if you have more tones to work with. I'm not sure where that ends. If that ends on a piece, I think it ends up here against that. Yeah, it does. So I don't have to worry about painting the front. Okay, good. And this one's probably, because of the design, probably not going to see all of those colors in action. But if you had a nice large flat surface that you were doing non-metallic gold, you definitely would see them all. Good Lord. Why does my phone always blow up when I'm streaming? Is this a thing? Is this just like Murphy's Law or what? Oh my God. My phone, 100% silent 99% of the time, but I stream. Boy, that thing just goes nuts. Sorry about this, folks. is currently louder than my cat sneezing. um, that's debatable. Cat sneezes are pretty freaking loud, but that phone seems annoyingly loud right now. It'd be nice if it was actually worth something. It's Netflix, of all things. Now let me update my membership card because it's going out of date. Wow, that was important. They kind of look like golden cinnamon buns, don't they? Or Princess Leia buns, whatever. Either one works. Yeah, my cat is currently on his tower of power out by the window. He is anxiously awaiting the snow this weekend, I think. Because more cold weather means he can sleep more and no one will yell at him. Yep. Not much. I mean, they're talking about it coming as far south as Metro Atlanta, but it's probably only going to be like a half an inch total accumulation there, which, given we're in the south, probably is enough to shut down the city. But up here where I am in Northeast Georgia, we're probably going to get 2 or 3 inches, maybe. We'll see. Now, a couple of years ago, I say a couple of years ago, 2010, 2012, we got like 12 inches up here, which was unbelievable amount of snow for this area. People were just going nuts. It was amazing. I've never seen snow like that here in Georgia, and so it was fantastic. Probably should put a little bit of that here too. Now, one thing about doing gold non-metallic, if you've got a bunch of areas that need to be painted, I do recommend kind of like doing one area and bringing it up to completion or close to complete first before moving on to the next. Because you can kind of forget what step you were at, like what color you had just put down, and you end up putting the same color down, or worse, putting something really different down and messing it up. So definitely try and work in smaller areas, not so small that you can't keep track of where the light's hitting and stuff, but small enough that you can finish an area pretty much and then move on to the next area. So I wouldn't be working on this one and then working up here or working on this thing. This isn't going to be gold, but you don't want to skip around a whole lot. Try and concentrate in an area, finish it, and then move on. Now, I went from Japanese uniform to Japanese uniform nice pretty quick, but sometimes you'll want to do another transition between those two. I'm not showing those colors off. So we just continue around doing what we're doing here, working these colors up a little bit. I probably need to do a little bit of blending there on that curve. So let's get in there and do that real quick. Like that. A little bit like this. Good enough for a transition there. Here we go. Sorry about the quietness there. I was trying to get those little bitty details. Almost done with this little piece. I'm going to move on. It's not like the best NMM, I guess, but it's a pretty good little match. Gets the point across, I think. Devil stand. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the snow. Oh my goodness. It's good. Yeah, just think, just moved down here to get away from that. Now she's gonna have some. I admit this is a little bit kind of a dirty gold, but I think it still works. Yeah, it kind of works for glitter too. Although I usually call that craft herpes. And then we can come in with a little bit of pure ice yellow and drop some of that. This would be like final little highlights here. Get a little bit of water there. Just too much there. Okay. Thank you, Fear. How are you doing? Been a while since I've seen your face or your virtual face, I guess. Oops. That did not go where I wanted it to. We will fix that. Not bad. Good to hear. Good to hear. Most times streams hit during work. Yeah, that is the unfortunate thing with the afternoon streams. It does hit the the US people right in the middle of work or school stream, work or school time usually. Good for the European people though, because it's right in the middle of their prime time, right? So I guess we're gonna have to work on our European viewership. Okay. I may tone that down in a couple places. Sometimes you can watch at work. Other times I'm driving a truck that works less. Yeah. Let's not watch while driving a truck. We have enough problems with crazy drivers. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try to get back up to that just a wee bit. Just a little more. There. That read pretty well there, guys. You're watching while you're at work? Night. Well, yeah, to be when you're at work from home, it's a little bit easier. Self-employed makes it a little easier. Not quite like working for the man. Okay, just about done with this little piece, I think. Just doing some like minor touch-ups and stuff. Here we go. What do we think? That look okay there for a little bit of gold, non-metallic gold or non-metallic gold? Might could put a little bit more poop, poop pop on up there. There we go. I think that'll do it. Fancy. I like fancy. Fancy's good. Before we get started on that next piece, I'm going to take a quick break if I can, if Kim's listening, and go get a refill on my drink because I'm currently empty. And then we'll start up here on this piece when I get back from the break. That piece that there should not take too long. It's just a couple little pieces like trim, so it shouldn't take too long. Kim, are you around? Okay, looks like we're back. Sorry about that. Just needed a quick little break to go grab something to drink before we started on the next section. And so we're going to do the trim up here. Same basic thing we are doing before. And hey, Lama, I see you sympathizing in there with Waldo and his snoozing. Tell you the truth, I could go for a nap myself. I have really had the sleepies lately. It's unusual for me. I don't normally sleep that much, and or at least not until recently. 3 hours was usually about all I'd sleep. And lately, I just can't seem to get enough of it. Like, I sleep nonstop, it seems like. Yeah, I've slept basically 3 hours a night ever since I was a young teen, because I figured, if it was good enough for Einstein, it was good enough for me. And I guess it's finally caught up to me. Like, I would do that every day, and then one day a month I would sleep in, like, 18 hours. And that was kind of like my catch up day. I called it my hibernation day. And I do the hibernation 2 or 3 days a week. Okay. I'm gonna come back in and cut some uh Rhinox hide up underneath, because we have some stray wood grain, right? Hey Trixie, how are you doing? How are you and Mr. Raven? Good to see you. Appreciate that. Raven and Trixie are streamers from Scotland, and they're going to be doing a fundraiser soon for is Scottish Children's Arthritis something or another. Yeah, Play Weird knows about it, but they do a fantastic fundraiser each year for that, and they're coming up on doing that here in July, I think. So seeing the PC starting the organization of the charity event, nice, very nice. Scottish Network for Arthritis and Children. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. I kind of thought you might. That's why I didn't think you'd mind me bringing it up. Last year I did some donations for their fundraiser. I'm trying to think what we'll do this year. Probably still, donation of some sort, but I'm not sure what we'll be doing. Whether we'll do 3D printed armies, or if we'll do something painted or something like that. Just kind of depends what the commission schedule is looking like out that far. So we'll come back in and do the same thing up here. Now, getting all this done, and look, we still got all those pipes to do. So this is not done even by a slim shot. All right, so just kind of cutting in this trim here. And we'll do the same finish on this that we did on the other pieces. Now this one's not very well formed here. So we're going to have to kind of improvise, make detail that isn't there, kind of like the wood grain. My goodness, tea is good. Tea is good. I'm just going to come in and cut the top. Ooh, dipped a little over there. All right. Okay. Do the same thing on the other pieces. Gonna lurk. All right. Well, lurking is always appreciated. Thank you so much for dropping in, Trixie and Raven. Have a great evening if I don't see you again. Hey Kim, let's talk a little bit about that fundraiser after stream, if you have a minute. Awesome. Okay. We're going to pull up to just the English uniform. And this is going to go almost basically just on top, pretty much just top. Top and edges. We'll catch the edges here. Okay, we'll do the same up here. And then we're going to work on a little curly Q. And get this curly Q here. And then up on top as well. Okay, so now we're going to come into the. Ooh, wow, that's gotten really watery down. Ice yellow and our English uniform and ice yellow mix. Come in here, just basically cut in edges. Top piece, we may add a little bit more of a sheen, just because we want it to be shiny. So we'll hit it a little bit more, probably toward the edges. Or one of the edges like that. Hey, McBluff, how are you doing? Welcome in. How are you doing this evening or afternoon? All right, I gotta catch this little hook here a little bit. Finger eraser to the rescue. It was a little too much. Yeah, yeah, I know. It's a term of respect, my friend. It's not a age thing or anything like that. Or do you mean not sir as in gender? I sorry if I assumed. I completely did not know under that. Sorry. All this time. Wow, I'm an idiot. Well, I'm glad you don't. But it's good to know now for sure. Oh, I appreciate it. Easygoing is cool. Okay, so just about got these tied up as well. How's our dear Emmy? Emmy's looking okay. I mean, he's still the same here on the back portion or the body portion. I haven't progressed there. I meant to actually. I was going to do the rest of the legs up over the holidays, and that went out the window. But we came in and we drew wood grain where there was none, and we've been working on the gold non-metallic metal since. So that's what we've been working on today. How's my thumb palette today? Doing a good job of keeping it off camera, am I? Okay. Well, you see it right here. It's in frame now, I think. It's smaller than usual, actually, and not as colorful. We've been working with a very muted palette today. So yeah, there we go. We got our non-metallic metal done up around the top there. And we got done around here on the curlicues. So yeah. Yeah, definitely fewer colors. Well, fewer colors total, but many more hues, shades, variations thereof. So yes, that's basically there up is my gold non-metallic metal workup. There we go. Now it's in the screen. From there up. There up. So I guess we can start working on the tutors, the horns, maybe. This is that mix of Rhinox and English uniform. Now, I had initially thought about possibly doing these in oil, and I may still come back and do them in oil. I'm just going to work on this today and see how I like it. If I don't like it, I may come back in and do it with oils. I just figured for all those tubes, it might be easier to do the oils. But I'm not really set up for it today, so acrylics it is. I had someone tell me earlier today that I did some painting practice today and got us talking about 2D art. And I said that I could host a 2D art challenge if anyone was interested. Not like an official one, of course, but just something for fun. That's interesting. I don't know how good I would be at it. I'm not really a 2D artist. Not anymore. But I could maybe do something. Certainly not on Eleanor's level for sure. The funny thing is, I used to be a fair decent 2D artist, and I had a real hard time comparing myself to other artists, and I got discouraged doing so. And, of course, DA had so many talented people on it. It was really easy for me to get discouraged. And with mini painting, I don't get so much discouraged when I see a good painter as encouraged. I don't know what the difference was, but that was why I switched to miniature painting, was because I didn't get discouraged when I saw better painters. It only made me want to paint better. So that was why I made the switch. I don't know. That muscle memory is just kind of gone. We'll see. um, when are you talking about doing this, or is it still kind of up in the air? Comparison is easy to fall into, but it's definitely harmful. It really is. It really, really is. Real harmful. I still throw a kick over my head consistently after months away from Taekwondo. So miracles happen. Well, yeah, maybe. I tell you, part of it was not just a discouragement thing. Part of it was my art was leaning to what I was planning on doing with my life was I was going to go into medical illustrationing. Which, if you don't know what that is basically you're hanging out there in the OR and the at the autopsy tables, whatever, and you're drawing what the surgeon is revealing. Um, and so I majored in art in college and was going into medical illustrationing, prepping for it. And the thing with it is you do have to have a 4-year degree, because you have to go to med school, like the doctors, at least for basically 2 years worth of it. So I had a ride at SCAD, but I turned it down because I needed the 4-year degree to get into medical illustrationing. And unfortunately, at the time that I was going into it, digital art was starting to make a huge push, and traditional medical illustrationing was already a tough field to get into, like 1 in 100 would make it, kind of thing. Um, and then with the digital coming in, it shot those numbers up into, like, 1 in 10,000 would make it, kind of thing. And I got super discouraged by that and just kind of dropped the whole shebang and went into other things. Um, so not only was it discouragement from artistic standpoint, it was discouragement from career standpoint. So yeah. that was part of the reason why art got dropped. Hope that made sense. That was rambling. Oh God, talking about glitter, really? Do we need to do this again? Forgot who's in channel. It's always glitter time there. Yeah, yeah. Probably was on my on a previous rant on my channel. don't want to wrap it around. I guess I got to wrap it around, don't I? At least a little bit. Yeah, that would be cool. Did my friend Zach get in touch with you, McBluff? Because they were talking about wanting a custom Fate deck made, and I put your name in the hat. Hope you don't mind. All right. Well, I would expect a message in the next couple days then. Unless you just want to tell me right now you're not interested, in which case I'll relay that. But I did put your name in on it. It sounds ominous. Well, it wasn't meant to sound ominous, but yeah, daunting, I think would be a good word for it. Prepare for a message. Wow, I was really holding my breath there. Not what you're supposed to do. No ominous fits. I guess it does. Probably need to come in, do a little bit of that here on the side. How do I want to do that? Blend it back, I guess. Back blend that thing a little. One second. We'll see what you said here. Just a second. Let's see here. I don't know how I'd set it up though. I guess I'd just kind of ask around if anybody's interested in them and offer the pump. Yeah, I mean, what you could do is make a post on Weird. You know, you're thinking about doing an art challenge, and it's going to be Malifaux themed. Maybe think of a couple prompts that you could potentially have set up. Do it in a poll format. If you want like popular choice, or do a spin the wheel thing where you've got the choices loaded. Oh shoot, sorry about that. Where you've got the choices loaded up, and you spin the wheel and it picks one, kind of like Waldo's Wheel of Mystery or whatever. And then just report back. Yeah. Let me spread it out. Let's try again. Got into the mouth of that pipe a little bit. Whoops. We'll figure that out. Okay. Go ahead and correct that real quick because that's going to bother me looking at that little bit in the mouth. No. All right. I could tell where I was holding my breath, couldn't you? All right, so we're just cutting in. This is Japanese uniform here that we're using. Get that line cut in there. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It actually is closer to brass than gold, isn't it? Okay. So coming in with a little bit of that ice yellow and Japanese uniform mix. Trying to make this a little thinner. This brush is just not really cooperating with me today. It is it's on its last legs. I need to get a new brush. I need a small brush. I'm usually not one of those people that requires, like the super small brush, but there are some places where that super small brush are really handy. And this would be one of them. I struggle a lot with getting the wrong metal between brass, bronze, gold, and from distance. Yeah, it's well, brass, bronze, and gold can all look very similar depending on the finish and the texture. And of course, the painting style can also affect that as well. But bronze can be anything from like kind of a greenish tan to a greenish brown to almost a gold color. It all depends on the mixture of the alloy. You put a little bit more what is it? Aluminum or tin? A little more tin in it or a little more copper in it, it changes the coloration of it. So that's one of those things. It can be almost any color you want it to be. So if it reads as gold, that's fine. It could be that shiny bronze that you see, the yellow bronze, or it could if it reads a little darker, well, it's just a different mixture. Because I was looking up uh, coloration for bronze it's been a while, but I was looking up the coloration for bronze on the internet, and it was just like this wild range of colors, and I was like, wow, so it literally can be anything. It just depends on the mixture. The one I currently am I don't want to say having trouble with because I'm not really practicing it, but the one that I currently haven't done, don't have practice with, not sure how to do yet, is non-metallic metal copper. That one I'm still working on. I know that's, oranges and browns and whites and stuff, but it's getting that mixture down that I haven't done yet. Getting some lagging going on there. You know what? Copper was chosen for Statue of Liberty. Maybe it was light enough for transportation, wouldn't break it. It was Bane accidentally like stone. I'm honestly not sure why, but either does make sense. With the price of copper, I'm honestly surprised somebody has not scavenged a little off of her. Like a big bank heist. Instead of Fort Knox, you're going to rob Lady Liberty of copper. I got a little crazy there. Let's see if we can tone that down some. It can never be polished back to its original color, so it probably wouldn't be highly sought after unless you could prove it's from late. Well, I just mean from the standpoint of melting it down and selling it, because copper is so much more expensive than it used to be. I mean, people rob houses under construction all the time just to steal the copper wiring from it. For a while, there was a big rush of people stealing air conditioning units. They just tie their truck to the air conditioning unit with some chains and yank it right off the side of your house. That's what I was meaning, more from a smelting standpoint, not for like collectible purposes. All right. It's still wet. We'll come in here with this lighter color. Kind of glaze that in a little bit. Okay. Get a little bit more of this one here. So we're getting it looking okay from the front side. What we got to do now is kind of get that back side working on it. Well, once I do this last little bit here. I'm really not sure if I like this because from the side it doesn't look like there's much of a sheen going on because it's all offset. I was doing it more for spending most of my time on this view. But yeah, because we're going to see it mostly from the front, right? So I wanted it to kind of have a 3/4 view of the sheen versus a side view. But that means this is one of the problems with non-metallic metal. If you make it look decent from one direction, it doesn't look as good from the other directions. So from this direction, not so good. From that direction, which we'll be seeing it more in, it's a little better. I'm still not quite happy with it. I want to keep working on it. Maybe we can move it over, move the brightness over just a wee bit more. Guys, I hear sneezing. You know what that means. El Gato is on his way. All right. Gotta wait until I'm off work to do any more painting. Decal work cannot be in. Yeah. Oh God. I have not done much decal work, not in a long time. Like when I was doing it, there wasn't that wonderful Microsol Microset formula that you can use. So decal work was always a challenge when I was doing it. I say it wasn't available. I just didn't know it existed until recently. So, but yeah, it definitely makes a difference having those available if you're using them. If you're doing it without Microsoft cassette, why even bother? Yeah. Well, like I said, back in the day when I was doing models, I didn't know that it existed. I didn't. It may not have existed, but I didn't know it existed. If it did. One of those literally straight up vinegar. Yeah, that one I did know. I just couldn't remember which one it was. But yeah, the other one I have no idea what it is because I thought about doing the. But I'd smelled them. I thought about trying to doing a like a cheap person's version of it, but I didn't know what the other one was. Hang on, let me smell them for you. This sounds like the beginning of a dirty show. Oh, goodness. Hofhack is the set is vinegar. Okay. Love the smell of vinegar in the morning. Oh wait, it's napalm. Hang on. Love the smell of napalm in the morning. All right. Okay, this piece is beginning to challenge me. I may need to come back to it. So we may switch to the other one and work on the wood grain for a bit. Had I shown you my small painting study from yesterday? I don't think you did. Those are some lustrous pipes. Thank you. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are painted. That's good. And put it in Discord? Yeah, definitely put it in Discord. I will take a look at it. I can't say I'll look at it now, but for sure after stream I will. Let's see. Do we want to do this one a little bit here? Told you I was going to be getting up on that wood again. See if I wick some of that out. I can. Cool. Still wet. That's one of the things about working with wet paint or very wet paint is that if you get some kind of down in a recess, you can usually come in with a clean brush and pick it right up. So it's not going to say and bother things. Here we go. You missed the cat? Yeah, he did some sneezing and he must have fallen back asleep because he didn't come in here. Usually when he does the wake and sneeze, he's heading in here. But apparently the power of the tower compelled him to stay. Okay, I think we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the other one real quick. Get all my Plastitech off that piece. And where's my brush? This piece is covered in dust too. Okay. This is a cheapo brush. I think this thing was like $7 for a pack of like 12 brushes, but it was really soft and good for cleaning dust off miniatures, especially fiddly miniatures like Malifaux with small, delicate parts. This is probably the best brush I've ever found for cleaning. It's just the right consistency, enough to flick the dust off, but not like break parts. So let us get back to this here. Okay, so we're coming back to our wood grain, which was just Mournfang Brown, and the words Mournfang Brown and Mournfang, good googly wiggly, I can't talk, Brown, and English Uniform. Where did we do the other one? We did do it lower. Okay, I didn't want to do it googly woogly. Yes, great googly woogly indeed. I'm having a word day, guys. It's just not working for me. Oh, I knew you weren't mocking. It's or I didn't think you were mocking. Okay, line. That would be good if you'd work what I'm trying, do what I'm trying to ask. There, we'll just correct you then if you can't get the right size. By golly. Okay, so now we're just gonna come in here with some of that mixture of the Mournfang and English Uniform. I'm just doing some highlights real quick on this wood grain to get to pop a little more. And switching back to Mournfang. Looks awful red when I'm painting it, doesn't it? Instead of brown. Or orange, anyways. It looks awful orange. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we got that base grain in, and we'll do some more highlighty like we were doing before with the mix here. Okay. We'll do a little bit of more thing here, just on the edge. Finger eraser action there. Okay. And get the wood grain cut in over here. Because nothing says madman like painting wood grain where wood grain does not exist. And cut those in while I was here, right? May as well. And we'll probably come back in and do some of those little highlight grains here shortly. Just not right at the moment. We're going to just go ahead and get these while I'm kind of in that groove of drawing straight lines. While the brush is working for me, let's do this. Okay, and then we'll do this little cross piece here. We're getting some pixelation again. Not the rainbow puke, but definitely some like laggy stuff. I wonder if it's on my end. Shouldn't be, but never know with old Windstream. Before stream, I did a quick check, and we're sitting at about 350 meg up download and 75 uploads, so we should be okay. Okay, so here we go. Now we'll do the little highlight areas. Won't do all of these, just little bits here and there to highlight a bit of grain. Where it needs it. Okay. So more grain. Did I do it on top there? I can't tell. I don't think I did. There. We'll just do it across the top there. That works, I think. Okay, that one will need cleaning up. Brush had a mind of his own. It said, I'm not doing it today. I'm not going to paint the way you want me to. There, that'll work. Okay, just a little bit back here then. And we are off to the races. There. All right, so we're going to come back in and block this area back in because it got a little bit of a overcover color from the other. I think we're good now. Okay, so now we'll start the metallic metal process on this one. Basically, I'm going to cover the whole top, this first color. And most of the bottom as well here. Let me pull just a wee bit of a darker color in here. At the bottom, I don't want quite so bright a transition, right? Okay, so next step, we come up with getting into that English uniform now. Okay, this is going to be the first color we start putting on those swirly cues. Or mostly on them. Not all, but mostly covering them. I think that was easier than trying to follow it with just like dry brush it basically. This one I don't think I can do that with. It's a little shallow. See, I already got in the shadow, so I have to correct that up a little bit. Well, there will be some slight difference, I'm sure, but I mean, I have the same mixtures that I'm using for both sides. Basically, from here up is my non-metallic gold mixture. So I have the same colors there. It's just a matter of going in order through the steps, and that's why I say try and do one section at a time. So like do this, but don't do this, and that all at the same time. So try and break it up into sections and do one each individually. But thank you. I do appreciate it. Okay, come back in now, work on this side. Using the same color we were working on over there. Yikes. Had to fix that a little bit. Got a wonky brush there. It did things I didn't want it to do, as is wont to do. One of the things I used to get, I guess I still get a little freaked out. You know, you'll hear me immediately say, well, there's a mistake. I got to come back and correct that. But I used to literally just like freak out, be like, oh God, there's a mistake. Oh no. And I'd get all bothered trying to get it fixed. And I've gotten a lot more casual about it. Like, oh, there's a mistake. We'll get around to it. No big deal. NBD. And I don't know if that's me getting jaded or a sign of maturing as a painter or what. I don't know, but it's definitely a change for me. Like I said, I used to get so freaked out anytime I made a mistake. But I find your stream flows a lot better if you just kind of, yeah, it's no big deal. Just let it go and come back to it later. But I always feel like I can't get away from saying it that there's a mistake. I'll come back and fix it. That's one I just can't do because I feel like if I don't say something, the viewers may, say, well, what about that boo-boo you made? So I just go ahead and like preemptively say, I'm coming back to it, just not right now. Maybe one of these days I can break loose from that habit too. Let's see here. We've got about 30 more minutes, a little more than 30. I don't know if I can get this gold trim done on this one in the length of time that we have, but we're gonna keep working at it. Yeah, that's what we do. Hey, Carew, how are you doing? Welcome in. Find that the side of a miniature, when I find that the side of a miniature doesn't match up perfectly, I often add it to the story of the mini, perhaps lighten that one side and call it sun damage. That's an idea. Yeah, you can always incorporate the lore, or the history of the model into it. That makes sense. Warming up, your feet get cold fast. I bet. I mean, it's only like negative 200 there, right? 1 second. Sorry about this, guys. All right. What do we want to work on there? We're going to pull this up just a wee bit here. And then pull it down on this other side. -3 Celsius. Oh, that's not quite as bad as I figured it would be. Still a lot cooler than I want to be dealing with. You can take your Canadian temperatures and shove them right out the door. 27 freedom units. Freedom units. I like that. America units. Oh man. That's not horrible. It's God, what is it here? I don't know. And I'm not going to check. I'm getting distracted. Let's do what we're doing. Painting. Yes. I know we are supposed to be getting some frozen precipitation or cold precipitation this weekend. Either snow or sleet or slurry. We'll see. I'm definitely hoping it's the snow kind because, well, the other kinds are bad. There is a little notch right there, making it real hard to get a blend in. The here we go. I think I got it now. By golly. So I've been pretty excited. There is a new, well, I say new, it's been around for a year or two, I think. But I just found out about it. There is an RC track nearest me, about an hour and a half, hour and 45 away. And I'm thinking I haven't raced RC cars in too many years to count. It's been that long. I really don't know how long it's been. I could tell you which was a new car then, the new competition vehicle, and we could probably figure out the year by that, but I can't tell you what year it was. But anyways, I was like, I wanted to get into it, but it's a substantial investment. Everything has changed. Nothing I have from my days of RC racing would work now. So I literally had to buy everything all new, and didn't want to do that if I couldn't see the track, because my eyesight's gotten a lot worse since I raced, and the track is really large. But it looks like I've got a racer that's going to let me use their car to take a couple laps around it, see if I can handle it, if I can see the car, then I'll probably pick up my own buggy and start racing again. But otherwise, save me some bucks. Main thing I'm currently trying is a holder for your Tamiya glue. Spilled it 3 times yesterday. Yikes. Whoa, that is a long time ago. Okay, it's been more recently than that, but it's been a while. Like I'll tell you, it was the Team Losi Double X CR was a brand new car at the time, and I think it was a Associated B2 maybe or B3, I can't remember, was the Associated brand car that was hot at the time. But that's how many years ago it was in RC terms. And like I said, they've changed technology now. Everybody runs LiPo instead of nickel metal hydride. That nickel metal hydride was just becoming a thing when I quit. And 8 scale is like the new hotness. 8 scale was only nitro before, and now they're running electric motors, brushless electric motors in 8 scale cars. The idea of running an electric 8 scale is just kind of mind boggling to me. Yeah, I mean, I had a gas power car. There are a lot of maintenance. Once you get, there are a lot of trouble to get started, I guess. Once you get them started, get them broke in, get the, learn your fuel mix curves and stuff like that, and carb settings and all. Once you get it kind of dialed in, it's okay. But boy, that learning process is rough. So I never got into it. And like I said, back in the day when I was racing, 8 scale was limited to nitro only, and now they got an electric class. And the idea of having an 8 scale electric means you've got a bigger car that handles better, because bigger can soak up bumps better and stuff like that. But yet you're still got that ease and convenience of electric, which is kind of nice. But anyways, I'm excited about potentially getting to try one out. Like I said, it's been a long time, and I know that probably matters to nobody. But I'm excited. I'm gonna have to let this area dry a little bit because I'm starting to tear the paint. So let's get away from it for a minute. Work on those curly cues some. I think we've already done that color, haven't we? We have. Yeah, that's what I was wanting to look like. Dear and most precious, just priced RC cars on Amazon, and there are some that run 7th. What? No. I think you're looking in the wrong section, my friend. Most competition buggy chassis are going to be in the area of $600 or less. That's just the chassis, though. Basically, you have to buy wheels and tires and electronics and stuff like that. But the one I'm looking at, the 8 scale buggy I'm looking at, is $600 for the chassis. You can get some 5th scale and quarter scale stuff like that. That's going to be in $7,000 range. Yeah, sure, but most of what you're seeing in RC isn't going to be that. Again, I think you're looking in the wrong section. Don't go for most expensive. Go for 8th scale electric, 8th scale nitro, 10th scale electric and nitro, and you're going to see prices are a lot less ridiculous. Okay, getting about where I want it. Almost there. Actually, I need to bring back just a wee bit right here. There we go. Okay, guys, we're just about done with this little bit. Okay, and ooh, wow, my ice shell has dried up entirely. Let's get some more. Oh, damn. Can you see that dark spot right there? That's a bruise from my paint cap. Shaking my paint. I busted a blood vessel. Whoops. Okay, guys. This is the final highlight. Going in here. Got to soften that one up just a little bit. Yeah, well, I mean, you could do a live pro, like GoPro with even a 10th scale card, my friend. You don't need those big ones for that. The power those engines have now, or motors have, you don't need the biggest buggy to carry a little camera around. Trust me. All right, there we go. So that little bit's done. Could probably do the top just a little bit smoother. That little bobble in the plastic there, I should have smoothed it up a bit more before priming it. That caused some issues. Okay, there we go. Now it's more like I want. Okay, cool. Now we'll start building this. Gonna come in and quickly paint that back Rhinox real quick because we got a little bit of overpaint here from doing the wood grain. Okay. Man, I swore I looked at that clock and saw 5:50 and it's 5:45. Time went backwards for a second. That's weird. Okay. So we got basically doing what we did with the previous one, same kind of setup. And we'll do the same for the others. While we're at it, we'll be painting like 99% of this a different color anyways on this little swoop, but we're going to go ahead and get it the base color in anyways. Okay, now we'll come in with our next color. Catch most of this edge, but leave a little bit of the previous color behind. And same up here as well. We'll go ahead and paint the top with this color. Attempt to. There. Other area could have sanded a little bit better. All right. Get a little bit of the same color and come in and start tracing the. I kind of want to call it a Nike swoosh. That's kind of what it looks like, but it's not. And get that one here on this side. We'll probably need to come in and catch that corner as well. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now we'll move to, pardon me. I think this is Japanese uniform and English uniform. This will basically hit the corners. And the top edge. And we'll do the same little bit of work here. Just trying to catch that top edge if we can. And then that swoosh there. Same here. Swoosh and top edge. Now we're going to English uniform by itself. Edge all around here. I did those a little prematurely there. This was the color they should have been. Okay. Get a little bit closer to the top here if we can. Down on that swoop. Oops. Got a little on that wood there. Okay. Almost done with this little bit here. Going to be on spot highlights here in just a second. Okay. Now we're coming in for our spot highlights. And we're just about done with the non-metallic metal on this little bit. A little bit more. Keep working it around. And then our final little dip dot of color. Right in here. There. These corners here. A little too bright. And there we go. And it looks about just in time, too. Looks like we're down to the last few minutes. So we got that done and the wood grain done on this one. Did not get to the pipes, but we got the... I'm still not certain if I like the pipes the way they're set up here. I may come back and tinker with these a bit more. But I got this bit and this side of the pipes done, and then the golden non-metallic metal up here and wood grain as well. So this is what we've done today, folks. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you start messing with non-metallic metal, it takes a while. Actually, if you look, remember you guys were talking about if it's a little bit different. There's definitely some differences between these two bits here, right here. This one's a bit brighter, I think, and transitions are a bit smoother. So we may come back in here and tinker with that one a little bit more as well. But I mean, I think they're close enough. You know, I don't think they're too far off either one. Let's tidy that one up just a smidge. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks a little better now. So, yeah, that's what we did today. We did some non-metallic metal, gold, or bronze, or brass, whichever way you want to look at it. We did some of that. We did some wood grain. We talked about a lot of things. So, yeah. Play Weird has entered my social link there. That Willow link will take you to any and all of my social media, including my Twitch page, my YouTube page, which my YouTube page is kind of abandoned, but I will eventually get back to it. That takes you to my Facebook page, my Instagram, my most instant of grams. Also, not so great at photographs there, but those are my links. If you would please like, share, follow, blah, 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 all that. Thank you guys for hanging out with me so much. Like I said, a little rusty for a stream back. But again, hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will be back next Thursday. Weird will be back starting Monday, of course, but I will see you guys next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks again for hanging out. And if you've not already followed below, please do that. And we will see you then. Till then, stay weird.